and so do I. But I saw the Twin Towers fall, and I was on the air live reporting them as they fell. So I had my share of trauma as well and anxiety, especially following that. And I'm right next to a prime target. U.S. Naval Weapons Station Earl is where I live, right next door. So it's a prime potential target. So, of course, I understand anxiety. We all have our own experiences. They're all different. But I'm sure everybody here who was alive on 9/11 carries anxiety with them. There's no question about that. But that does not mean that they're going to be boots on the ground. Look at the military movement into the region right now. It's air and sea support.
Jerry, you know what?
Let me finish it. It's air and sea support. Do we see ground troops being sent in? Do we see amphibious landing craft being sent in? No. And by the way, I heard a great interview with someone who was, I think in the Biden administration, who said that there was a crisis involving Iran, and they moved a carrier group just offshore, with no intention of attacking Iran, but with the intention of sending a signal to Tehran that we could. It was a show of force to tell Tehran, back off. Just like a single bombing raid on Libya, one single bombing raid on Libya caused Gaddafi to back off, and one single supersonic attack, that's right, that's all it was, that shattered windows in Damascus caused Assad to back off on certain things. Sometimes you show force with no intent of using it, just to remind people that you have the force. There are no movements, and I'm sure it would be all over the internet if suddenly if the President of the United States decided to activate the National Guard, not to prevent LA from burning to the ground, but sent them all to Iraq for a potential imminent attack on Iran. I would say, holy shit, we got to worry about that. But I don't see that happening. Do you?
He removed herself for once, but
all right. I didn't remove her, by the way, if that's the question.
No,
I'm just saying it to her if she was removed by someone else. I think she left on her own. But there are no infantry troops being moved into position, and yet we have all this screaming and hollering. We're going to get into a quagmire. Well, maybe we are, and I hope we're not. But there's no indication that there is any intent to do that. Unless, of course, the government is absolutely bold-faced lying to us, which is a possibility, that the president, even though he's been this big non-interventionist, even though he's degrading our troop strength in support of NATO, all of that, even though he's not providing the kind of support that the neocons wish that he would for Ukraine, all of that, maybe his hidden agenda is to go turn Iran into the 53rd state. 51st being Canada, the 52nd being Greenland. I don't know. Do we give up on the Panama Canal? And then the third one being Iran, with a little nod to turning Gaza into Trumpville.
So there's there is a more comparable use of B-2s, at least. During the Biden administration, on Biden's way out the door, he ordered the use of B-2 Spirit aircraft and bunker busters, GBUs, to go after the Houthis. And it didn't go to Congress, and the gang, as I understand it, may or may not have been briefed. I don't know about that specifically.
Probably were.
They were? Okay, good.
I said probably.
Probably. Well, my point is that the aircraft were used, and we've been... The Biden administration had been targeting the Houthis directly for at least a year or so under the Biden administration, when we didn't get into a quagmire. And Biden could be argued to be more of the Washington consensus candidate than Donald Trump is, meaning he could have been more amenable to intervention than Donald Trump seems to be.
Can you mention that John Kitover Congressman IL live streaming
thing to compare, noting that the strike on Yemen as a sovereign country, even though, as I understand it, the country is in the middle of trying to figure out who the leader is.
Come on, dude. It's Friday.
There seems to be the use of U.S. military assets in that way, and it was okay for Biden to do it, and now it's not okay for Trump to do it. I'm not a giant Trump fan, but as Anson would say, the great divide when it comes to military power is really destructive for U.S. national interests, in particular the comparison, whether it be left or right. As Anson said days ago, politics really should not enter into discussions like this.
Right. Okay. And also, at this point, I know there's been a lot of back and forth, which I contributed to, but we're going to move right along because it's 6:18, and I got to get out the door to go to work. So let's move rapidly now, and we will now go to, we have two Davids on the stage now. David G. And David G., I want to give you the opportunity to clarify, because I think you believe I misinterpreted you yesterday when I cut you.
Yeah, just real briefly, I just wanted to say how it sets a dangerous tone to leverage, religious positions with regard to international affairs and use of military might. That was kind of my general point there. We have people of all faiths, all stripes, atheists that serve in our military around the world. This should be about the sameness of the decisions and what's best for the American people, what's best for the state of Israel, the world at large. And I think we need to focus on the human side of things, not necessarily through the lens of whether or not God is watching us and picking who chooses to win or not. So I hope that clarifies my point. So anyway, Israel needs to really evaluate this decision. I think diplomacy is the way to go. I think while taking absolutely serious the threat of Iran's ability to further enrich, I don't think bombing Florida is going to necessarily stop them from. First of all, they need to find out where all the enriched uranium is, and so long as Iran can hide those capabilities, the repercussions of bombing and further inflaming the area has a lot of unintended consequences I think the United States people are willing to engage in. And I think what they need to do is go around and pull, ROTC bases and the military. The name escapes me. And start asking the people in the military, are you willing to go to war over there? And I know you mentioned, Gary, that this may not involve boots on the ground, but let's just say Iran attempts to inflame with asymmetrical warfare. We have military bases that are within minutes of missiles in and around the area, in the Gulf states, Iraq. And how do we tell the loss of life that may be incurred there, that their sons and daughters died for a just cause? So I think we have to really navigate this seriously. We have all the evidences, we have all the history of what happens when we get bogged down over there. We talked about Afghanistan. There's a great quote there. It's where empires go to die. And, I think Tucker Carlson's onto something, even though he isn't entertaining. I think he is speaking very clearly about, how much bandwidth we have economically and otherwise to fight these wars, and where should we be deploying military capabilities for the threats that we really need to go after. Vladimir Putin brought up a great point, and this guy's a bloody murder killer and what's going on in Ukraine, but he justified his Ukrainian invasion based upon what we did in Iraq. And now he sees this incursion as another justification, potentially. And what do we sell in the world at large? Our adversaries like China, that they can then maybe go into Taiwan because they're justified. So I think it's very important. I think within this 2 weeks, I hope that Israel stands down. I hope we find a path toward an agreement along the lines of what we have with the JCPOA under Obama, under the 5 member nations of the Security Council. Let's put that deal together. I don't care that Trump crashed it or not. I think he needs to get back in play. And I think there has to be the guardrails. There has to be, and I don't think the Iranian regime wants to fall.
The JCPOA didn't address one of the really important structural part of the overall picture, which is Iran's use of proxies. They intentionally left that out, yes, because they couldn't get agreement. But any deal that we deal with that deals with nuclear stuff should entail the proxies as well.
Well, that's right. That in the deal. Yeah, negotiate that in there. I mean, look, I want the region safe. And I know this is a very hotbed issue for a lot of people in the room. Even in Los Angeles, I have many Iranian friends. I have talked to the sons of generals who served under the Shah. And I've asked them point blank, what the hell happened over there? And one guy told me point blank that the Shah could have taken out the Ayatollah. He had a general willing to intercept the planes coming back from Europe, where the Ayatollah was being housed, and he said he would die an execution death to do that for the state of Iran. But the Shah did not want to create a martyr in the Ayatollah, and we saw the rest of history what has happened. I don't know how factual all this is, but every Iranian I've talked to who's lived over there, who has the military connection, has supported those claims. So my point with this is the Iranian people here in Los Angeles, they want regime change. They want a peaceful Iran. They want to go back to the legacy of Cyrus and the inclusion of all religions, and where the Jewish faith prospered some 3,000 years ago. So, to continue to bomb and to continue to fight and to continue, it's just, I don't know how we get out of this, Gary. And with regard to Iranians, the 9/11 we just talked about, the blowback from bin Laden and from the Afghanistan war, it's just never going to end. It's never going to end. And I think we have to start by fixing the Middle East. Saudi Arabia, France, they were going to have a meeting in the UN regarding the two-state solution. And this breaks out, right? So I think that ultimately, if we can fix the Middle East, I think we're going to have a much safer planet. And it starts by getting this Iranian check on their nuclear capabilities. Let's not throw their country into turmoil. Let's not create some sort of faction within the faction that's going to be more reactionary. We've got neighboring Pakistan. We saw what they did to destabilize our efforts with the Taliban, and they were a nuclear actor. So, these are very difficult situations here, Gary. To Trump and his national security advisors and Tulsi Gabbard, this guy's got to figure out who he has running the show, because he picks Tulsi Gabbard when all the Democrats would vote her, and there was a segment of Republicans vote for her either. He picks her, and then he says she's wrong about the intelligence, and she oversees she's the head of 17, 18 national security agencies in this country. She has the facts, Derek. She has the evidence. Otherwise, what it is it all bullshit? We saw how Trump told his FBI with Putin that there was no interference in the Russian elections, and he sided with Putin. So what is this guy doing, Gary? I mean, what are we doing here? You talk about the left and the right. Well, he's been handed everything he's ever wanted, and yet he still can't seem to message properly.
You know, message properly, but if you're talking about like restraint and use of military assets, Trump is merely the symptom of the problem. And this is the thing.
He's the head of state.
No, hold on. You don't do this so much, but I know a lot of other people that are Democratic side will do. And it's that Donald Trump's the king, he's the dictator, he's the source of all of the United States' problems. The only reason the executive has so much imperial power is because every president has accrued yet more power than the previous president. And here's the issue. That's nonpartisan. That doesn't get the Republicans to be able to point at the Democrats and say, well, you're more powerful than we are. It doesn't get the Democrats to be able to point at the Republicans and say, but you're the king. You're the dictator. Because when you truly have to get to where we are, it is the need of Congress in both parties to reassert their prerogatives and do this, and not do it on a partisan basis as Chris Coons and Chuck Schumer did. They did it on a partisan basis, but they were absolutely and completely fine with President Biden with a mere executive order ordering a strike on the Houthis using bunker buster bombs, using B-2 Spirit bombers that cost $2 billion a piece. And he didn't see any need to go to Congress. And here's the problem. Whichever party is in power, for political reasons, points the thumb back at the other party. And it doesn't do any good because the truth is the executive simply gets more powerful. If the criticism was the executive is too powerful, we need to take his rights down. We need to take the power of the presidency down a notch. I would be with that. When the Democrats had all the levers of power, they didn't see any need to shrink down any of the powers of the executive, thus giving Trump a platform and a precedent to claim his use of modern executive authority.
Yeah, but we're talking.
Okay,
Yeah.
we got to move on.
Yeah,
because it's 29 after the hour, and the other folks on the stage would appreciate it if we move on.
No way. Sounds good, Gary. All right.
Okay, Michaela.
Yeah, I have a meeting in 1 minute, but I was an organizer for the Nuclear Freeze campaign back in the 80s, 1980, and I think it's time that, I know that Trump is interested in disarmament, and I think it's time that maybe this will trigger the world to start working in that area. But I really, when Israel started this, they knew that they'd need the U.S. to provide to the bunker busters for Fordo, and so I don't like that. I don't like that. And I think that Trump waiting gives time for the people of Iran to do something now. They've been trying for years. This is their time. So I hope and pray we have a miracle like when the Soviet Union fell. It fell, boom, like that, with no warning, without violence. I'm praying for something like that again. I gotta go.
Thank you, Michaela. Saman. Saman. Anson.
To the question of the room, no, Israel should not stand down by any stretch of the imagination. They should keep maximum pressure campaign until this thing runs its course. The MAGA rift over Iran, okay. There are people that on the right that don't want for the United States to be involved in any way, particularly dropping bunker buster bombs. That's a legitimate. They want to make an argument in this case. That's fine. We have a process in this country. We used to have a process in this country to get these issues and work them hard, reach a decision, make a decision, and move forward. I can use the process during the Cuban Missile Crisis and leading up to the Cuban Missile Crisis as an example. Is that process working well within the White House today? No, I don't think it is. Primarily because there are people are undercutting themselves within the administration. You've got armed camps, so to speak. People like Bannon. Bannon's not in there, but he's still feeding the fire. You've got people like that trying to undercut each other within the administration. You want to see how that worked? Read two books. Read H.R. McMaster's book, which I referenced a couple of days ago, and I'm reading Jared Kushner's book now about the infighting and how all that worked during the first Trump term. We also need, as I said yesterday, we need to get Congress involved in this in an advisory capacity at least. I made the point that I would seriously consider asking Congress to actually vote on the use of specifically the bunker busters. Yes or no, up or down vote. Should the United States do it or not? But at least we ought to have, and there are people on the left that I will listen to. The two senators from Virginia, in particular, Warner and Kane. They're making reasonable pronouncements in public. And at least Warner, I think, is the minority leader on the Senate Intelligence Committee. And he said nobody's asked anything of either one of the House or Senate committees. That's wrong. They should be involved in it. They should be having secret testimony right now. And they should be weighing in into this argument. Finally, with people like King and even with David, the only way to have a discussion is about a 6-hour dinner party with no booze or with one glass of wine each. Each one there, have a 6-hour dinner party and try to find some common ground somewhere that we can agree and build on that rather than this armed camp of the Great Divide. And we hear that all the time in this room. But I would also suggest that whatever the president decides to do, that somehow we say, okay, if that's what you've decided you want to do, and you've gotten all this advice, then for the duration of that effort, doing whatever we're going to do, the country will let politics stop at the water's edge, and we will do it as a united country. That will be impossible, but that's the way it ought to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Anson. And with regard to Congress, they could demand hearings, but they have not. They have hearings on who knew about Biden's mental degradation, and I don't know why. It, of course, is something worth talking about, but hearings? But we don't have hearings on this. It's, it seems that they're fiddling while Rome is burning, man.
Well, the reason we can't have hearings is because the Republicans control both houses, and they can't demand a hearing without the leadership's consent.
Right, and they don't want to embarrass the president by holding him accountable. I don't know. Kind of weird. I know there are a lot of people that want to add their voices. We're going to give Daniel the last opportunity and then shut down the room. But please click on the link above if you want to continue the conversation in the main chat on the Facebook Messenger chat site. Daniel, it's all yours.
I'm back from exile, the critical thinking forum. I'm so glad to be back.
Exile?
Yeah, I've been here for like months.
Oh, self-imposed exile.
My shift was shifted here. But, yeah, I think that it's very easy to see, at least in my mind, if everything everything goes wrong, that a boots on the ground situation would occur in Iran. That requires everything to go wrong. If we do the bunker bombs, right, blow up the nuclear sites, is the Ayatollah really going to say, oh, fuck it, like, they bombed our nuclear sites, time to just, like, not do anything back at all? Well, then what's going to happen? More than likely, they're going to shoot missiles back at us, right? And it's a matter of whether they're going to target U.S. military bases. I don't think Iran's that stupid to do that. They could be, though. If that occurs, then it's a further escalation. Now we are bombing bases in Iran that are shooting missiles. From there, it also depends on how strong the Ayatollah is. If the Ayatollah is still able to keep power, you know, we might have to go in there to take out the Ayatollah, or if it descends into civil war. That is a very real possibility. Those guys who like the Ayatollah, they're not going to go away. Those loyalists will still be there. You have Kurds. The Kurds are going to say, oh, it's destabilized. Now's our chance to try to make a country. You know, and let's be real, like, the moderate factions in Iran, like, what are they? Western-educated college students. That's the same moderate faction that was fighting against the Ayatollah. And I don't want to bet on, you know, college students versus the base that the Ayatollah could potentially have in rural communities. They're just better fighters. That could descend into civil war. And the reason why I think U.S. troops would have to be put into that scenario, which I think is a, you know, decently likely scenario, is what the fuck are we going to do about all the oil that Iran produces? Remember, when Syria was going on, we had to put our troops in Syria, did we not? To keep that oil pumping. Well, guess who produces a hell of a lot more oil than that? Iran. And if Iran gets destabilized and it's a long-term civil war conflict, we probably will have to get involved to make sure that oil gets pumping. That's all I got to say. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope cooler heads prevail. I hope somehow, you know, the bunker bombs work magic and the Ayatollah says, yeah, we're not going to really retaliate all that much about this. But I'm skeptical of that. That's all I got.
I just pointed out that Israel's been very strategic and deliberate about the targets, and they have not hit the oil reserves in Iran. So they're not trying to destabilize things in that manner. They're trying to prevent Iran from getting the nuclear bomb.
But they also, but you admit too that Israel has also been trying to foment dissent within Iran. Am I mistaken by that? Because
I don't know why you use the term admit. It's nothing that I have to admit to. It's a fact. It's a fact. Folks, they would like to see regime change, but I don't think that's the primary goal of the prosecution of this war. Folks, we're here Monday through Friday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. New York time, so till 5 p.m. New York time on Monday. For the next edition of the Critical Thinking Forum, everybody be safe, be well, have a great, and if you're on the East Coast, cool, not just East Coast, right? It's extending triple digits into the Midwest, and it already is in the Southwest. So just try to stay cool, and peace out.
Но при этом, вот, к сожалению, да, он статьи считает, но если раз уж начали, да, значит, нужно делать, потому что...
I'm gonna keep this little storyboard on my thing, so when you guys act up, let's talk about I'm conservative. I'm gonna kick down your conservative butt. All right, I'm closing down. Click the link, click the link, click the link. I'm closing down the room. We're going over to...
Hey, everybody. Long time no see. Hi, Sue. Hi, everybody. Long time no see. Hi, everybody. Hey, happy Friday. I love you. Happy summer upstairs. I love Levon,
Oh, it's a left. Okay,
It's
close.
Prince. This is Prince.
Close. Okay, so what I'm getting ready to do is start pinging. Y'all listen to Jealousy. Ping your friends in, because I'm going to tell if you didn't do it. I can tell who hasn't pinged their friends in. Ping, ping, ping. And then we're going to let Trent and Aleph give us breaking news. So come on up, Brian. Brian's on the phone down there. Y'all give Brian a...
He's on stage.
Yeah, he's here. I've modded my friend Kevin, a fellow New Yorker. All New Yorkers will be modded.
Appreciate you.
I'm just trying to piss them off. Okay, you guys, invite your friends in, please. It's going to be a long night. I don't even know what's going on with P. Diddy. I don't know what's going on with Fat Joe. I don't know what's going on with Fat Trump. I don't know what's going on with nobody. None of the fat boys I'm aware of what's happening. I'm pinging. I'm actually on the freeway, so I pulled over, and I'm just going to ping while I'm over here. Come on up, LeVon. Give me some breaking news, girl. Yeah, come and talk to me. Perfect song. Can I talk to you? Come and talk to me. Bring your friends and everybody. Welcome to the 420. I'm down at the bottom pinging. Ping your friends in. If I can pull over on the freeway to ping, y'all can ping from the comfort of your recliners and your wheelchairs. Just ping them in. Okay, my system is overloaded now. All right, that's enough. It is Friday. Hey, come and talk to me. Oh, I'm gonna start using that for my intro song. Come and talk to me.
All right, so I'll remix it for you.
Oh, would you? You're the best. You're the best. It's almost over. Ping your friends in. I'm giving you guys plenty of time to ping your friends.
I mean, has anybody ever received their mixtape from Royal?
What are we doing here, Ryan?
I never got it.
Damn, did she just casually slide him under the bus like that?
Well, I never got a request for any mixtapes. Never got a request. I mean, I guess I can put one together.
Really? I've heard you offered that plenty of times before.
Nobody.
What did I do?
I
Race with Harlem on stage. What did I do? Did I brush my teeth? Am I naked? What's going on here?
Hey, Lisa, I've been checking you out. You represent us very well, Lisa. You represent happy homes very well. I've never seen nobody come in your room and disrespect foundational Black Americans because they know what time we want. Love you, Lisa. You the best.
I told you to leave those Harlem people alone, but you don't listen. Look at the energy they come in here with. I don't know about 74th Street anymore, Harlem, but yeah, it's good here.
That was beautiful, Lisa. Thank you, Harlem.
She said it well. And I appreciate her room. And I appreciate everybody.
Lisa, just wave at them from 74th, okay? Just wave at them. Just wave.
Happy hour and we are is 5 to 7 o'clock with that restaurant in Manhattan.
Okay. I didn't even know the train went past 74th. I'm sorry. No, you just gotta get off at 74th and just wave at them from far. And say, how you doing on that side?
That means I need to take center stage.
All calls up there recorded.
Okay.
No, somebody else is recording the room. It's not
Wait.
not Clubhouse. Yes.
Click on the link. Okay, so you.
Sue put the link in the chat to the YouTube. I went and listened, and it is being recorded.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Again.
It's been going
Yes,
on all day. It's been going on all day.
Yes.
Are y'all gonna report it so we can take their channel down, or?
Well, I just caught wind of this. I just was able to save the channel and get it back out here. So let's do what we need to do to get it reported.
Hold on, let me finish this on the phone. What's wrong with these people? I guess they love to hear our voice. Or maybe we have good content. What is it?
I mean, this guy's got the same setup that Adrian Dittman had.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm glad to know we're being recorded.
All right.
Say hello to the YouTube family.
Real quick. I just wanted to ask Lisa this question. I want to ask Lisa this question. Lisa,
Yes, sir.
do you think that immigration affects foundational Black Americans in a negative way?
Just say A.
I'm in a bad area, y'all.
Say A.
Hold on.
A.
Say A, Lisa.
Wait, I couldn't hear the question because I was going across this bridge. What happened now?
Do you think that immigration affects
I still didn't hear it, y'all. Who's talking to me? Is it Harlem?
This is all I'm talking.
Wait, hold on. Give me a minute. I gotta get across the bridge. Give me a minute.
Oh God.
Give me a minute, Harlem.
Is this man Finnedy's cousin? Is this man Finnedy's cousin?
Sound like.
Sit down, Harlem. Sit down, Harlem. You're not doing nothing. You ain't got nowhere to be. Just sit right there so I can watch you.
Ooh.
Guys, are we gonna record this or what we gonna do?
I love this phone. This is a real New York phone, so I'm chilling.
Yeah, I see the YouTube channel, guys. I logged in from the other phone. He has 6 phones on top of a desk. Then he has.
It's just a weirdo guy. I mean, the fact that we're paying him attention is getting him views. I mean, strategically, this room is being recorded, so technically, I mean, I don't want to talk about the obvious. It's something different when you don't have it. So I don't know.
First, let me ask you a question. Are you FDA or are you like an immigrant? Let me know.
I don't discuss such information. I don't know you, sir. Respectfully, but thank you for asking.
Okay, Harlem, I'm off the bridge. Now, what did I do with immigration?
I want to ask you, do immigration hurt foundational Black Americans or do it benefit foundational Black Americans? I understand that you already have a room titled Trump Undermines Intelligence. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm asking you a simple question. Do you feel like immigrants hurt us or help us?
I feel like it hurts you, foundational Black man.
So what you're saying is just separate from me. You're not a foundational Black American woman?
I'm just saying to you that I'm recognizing who you are. I'm giving you your grace, your props.
No, but I'm asking you.
I'm a foundational Black woman, of course. Absolutely. That goes without asking me. And I think immigration hurts y'all because I'm not going to elaborate. We'll have to talk about that.
Why would you separate yourself from us?
Did I separate myself from you? Never.
Well, you said y'all as if you're not a part.
I said y'all because that's the way I speak. But I mean, I would never be separated from a foundational Black man. Never.
All right. So once again, do you think that immigration hurt us or benefit us as foundational Black
Like, this is a midnight conversation.
This ain't it. This ain't it. No,
The person is saying.
Twist it. Don't twist it.
And what it sounds like is the people that's saying that this ain't it, I think y'all are immigrants.
I didn't know.
So what's
I think y'all might be full of some type of way.
those guys from Harlem, doesn't necessarily mean it's.
I think y'all might be full of some type of way because I'm not pro-immigrant. I would never be pro-immigrant. Always FBA first.
Are you pro reading?
Is this it? What is going on?
No, Ish at least reads a little bit. This dude don't.
No. What is FBA? PA. What's that stand for?
Foundational Black Americans. The people that actually built this country, that fought for your forefathers to come over here on the inner tube. Yeah, it was us that made that happen. It was us that made that happen.
Talking about immigrants help
Because it's getting ignorant for real.
immigrants help build.
What did you help build?
Oh my God!
Not only did immigrants help build, right now a lot of the building that's currently happening is being done by immigrants. You do realize that, right?
What building are you?
Construction, like literally construction, like neighborhoods, homes.
Right, and all these constructions that you're building, these buildings are being they have to redo them over because your work was very shoddy.
That's not true.
Y'all let this man have a conversation.
Harlem. They have a building code that they have to adhere to in California.
Yeah, those
They don't rebuild them as they live. Hold up, listen.
Hold on, let him respond to you.
I'll respond to you, bro. Look, they have a building code that they have to adhere to here in California. As they're building it out, the inspectors come and they either say this is up to code, you can proceed, or it's not. You have to stop and redo that over. They're not redoing whole homes over. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You don't sound like a Mexican, so I don't see you building much of anything. But at the end of the day, the immigrants have been doing is being recalled. A lot of these jobs are being
Okay, yeah, he
recalled.
hijacking the room. Let's get back. What were you saying before he started speaking?
Being recalled.
Oh, now you stop talking to these Harlem guys. Y'all don't listen. I told you. Stop.
Yeah, I was right. I ain't been on Clubhouse in a minute.
You gotta stay away from Harlem guys. Work around it.
Yeah, because
Work around.
Like, and at the end of the day,
Sir, why are you calling somebody a bum, sir?
it's not
He is not an immigrant, sir.
right now.
Harlem, he's not an immigrant, sir.
What are you talking about, bro?
See what happens to you when you live in Harlem?
Listen. Breaking news. Go ahead, newsbreaker. Breaking news. Levon's gonna give us the breaking news. Levon, go ahead, you got it.
This is the breaking news. Trump was.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, you're gonna have to have a seat when he's ready to be on point.
Levon,
He
you
can
have
come
to
back
go
up.
out and come back, sweetheart, because you're off mic and I can't hear a word you're saying. Because I know you got some good shit for me. Also, Gemini, hey babe, that was a long time no see. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Yes.
You can hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, I'm in the gym and I'm Bluetooth.
My coworker.
All right.
All nurses are modded, and all people from New York are modded as long as they live down below 125.
All right, okay, go ahead. Are you set for the breaking news?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Khalil Mahmoud, the student from Columbia that was arrested, detained by ICE from, I guess, organizing the pro-Palestinian speeches, and his wife reported him, and They didn't allow him to see the birth of his baby. He's finally being released. The judge ordered that he be released by today. He ordered that last week. He ordered that today because they had not charged him with a crime. So that's a win for free speech. That's a win for free speech. Also, you guys heard earlier in the previous room, Trump basically stepped on the DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, and stated that she didn't know what she was talking about because they quoted on her testimony that she did to Congress 3 months ago in March that Iran did not making a nuclear bomb and that the Supreme Leader, Khamenei, had not authorized Iran to start making a nuclear bomb. And when Trump was confronted, he was like, whoever told you that, they don't know what they're saying. And they said, well, Tulsi Gabbard, your DNI person said that. And then he said, well, she's wrong. So he stepped all over her. And she just came out on Twitter an hour ago and said, the liberal media is trying to twist my words to sow division. I stand with President Trump, so she's compromised. He probably made a phone call and told her to go stay on message. Now he's doubling down and telling us not to believe what we heard her say 3 months ago, that they were not making a nuclear bomb. So that's that. And the last thing is, Israel is, this is common practice. They're suppressing any type of pictures or any type of media to show what damage has been done to Tel Aviv or any of the cities that were struck by Iran bombs.
I saw that. They trying to suppress, you guys, the damage that's done in Israel. You have to.
Is she in the Matrix?
Yeah, sounds like you think.
Okay, so you have to what? And about Israel, you have to what?
Oh, they're suppressing, I guess this is probably true of wartime. They're suppressing any media information showing pictures or videos of damage in Israel. And also, they passed a law in Israel making it a crime for citizens to post on social media or YouTube or anything broadcasting any damage that's going on in Israel as a result of the bombs from Iran. There's like a blackout.
How long?
I think we should just get burner phones, buy them in cash, and then start posting like crazy.
You can get it right?
You gotta prove it. If you don't got my account, you gotta prove it.
That's true. Or get a VPN. Get a VPN number.
That too.
I'm in the Matrix. Y'all gonna have to talk till I get up.
I don't know. That's kind of scary. That they're not reporting the truth. And then you want people to make a decision based off of the truth. Y'all don't find that awkward?
It's actually normal. I hate to tell y'all that. So when you're at war, when certain sites and stuff like that is being hit, they're supposed to completely cut off all internet access. And the reason why they do that is that way the enemy doesn't get location if they were successful, all that. So it's actually normal.
I agree, Patty, but they also passed a law making it a crime to citizens post. I don't know.
It kind of is because you're giving information to the enemy. So like when we're in an area that's a war zone area and something happens, like somebody dies or something strategic or something gets hit, and they completely cut the internet off. Because if you release that information to someone or you like somehow get around it and contact somebody in the U.S. and be like, yo, this happened, you can go to prison. So I don't know why. I mean, I understand maybe because it sounds really bad. And most countries, Iran did it. Israel do it in most countries when they're fighting while they're. What is that noise?
I think it was the phone.
Let me move up. I'm not gonna. But it's actually normal, y'all.
Yeah, to that point, but we do see what's going over in Iran, right? Like I've been able to see videos and what's going on over there.
Yeah, because they got journalists that's embedded in some of these places, right? We've seen journalists in Ukraine.
That's dangerous.
I mean, that's their job, right? To report what's happening on the ground.
Right, but they can't do it in Israel, is what you're saying?
I don't know if there are journalists doing it. I mean, there probably is a journalist doing it in Israel. There was journalists last time. But like, if you're living in that area, if you have. When something happens, everything goes black. It can go black up to 24 hours, 48 hours. It depends on if they got contact families. It can go black. It goes black. And guess what? It's on fucking vehicles or journalists on the base. I don't know why they get special privilege, but I just know we can't. Like, if you're a U.S. citizen, you can't. If you're a Iraqi citizen, they can't. They just cut everything off. It just happens.
That's gotta be scary.
Oh man, what if they cut off power? Because I just got in here. What if they cut off
the internet access? I'm not scared. When they do that,
the internet. Okay.
So the reason why I think it's a good idea when it's us, right, is because, like, say for example, like we had incoming or something, and let's say it destroyed a building and X amount of soldiers got killed. You don't want it. Somebody to call back and be like, hey, building. No, we want to make sure that what the casualty count is, who the casualties are, what was destroyed in the building before it gets back. Like, you want accurate information. You want accuracy. So they completely cut access to the internet, period. Access to internet, you won't be able to use, like, some people will sneak their T-Mobile phones and shit like that. That shit gets cut off. They block everything.
And is that for security reasons inside the base, but that folks outside of your area, is their internet still running, or do they just cut the internet?
They block everything. They block everything.
Because they don't want it broadcast, right? They don't want people in high-rise buildings. Okay, that is why that makes sense.
Right. They don't want the accurate information put out, and then what information should be, what intel should not be put out to the public. They don't want that out. Like, it's just.
I don't blame y'all. I mean, because people can be in a high-rise and, and videoing, who knows, or whatever, so I don't blame y'all for that. But the people, when the stuff is blacked out, which that reminds me of something different, billions of passwords. So I guess if you have Google or whatever, you might want to also change your passwords and all that tonight. Some researchers found a massive database. If you do the math, that's enough passwords, 2 per person. That's several billion passwords. There's 7.8 billion people on the planet. You do that times 2, that's 14 billion. Estimated that has been found.
So let me ask this then, right?
Can I just throw this out real quick, because I keep going into the matrix. President Trump tore into the U.S. intelligence community on Friday for having been, quote, wrong about how close Iran was to acquiring a nuclear weapon months ago, telling reporters that he now believes Tehran has a tremendous amount tremendous, in caps and quotes, enriched uranium that could build a bomb in just a few weeks. You see how this is? You guys got to know this is some bullshit going on here. It went to Netanyahu talking about he didn't know to years till tomorrow. Now President Trump is talking about tremendous. And this is a setup. Something is going on here. Trump made the assessment after breaking from Director of National Intelligence Tulsi about her testimony. You guys talked about that. And then, quote, what intelligence do you have? Is this somebody asking him? What intelligence do you have that Iran is building a weapon? Your intelligence community said they have no evidence they are at that point, the reporter asked. Trump on the tarmac outside of Bedminster, New Jersey. I guess he's going to go golfing. Then he responds by saying, then my intelligence is wrong. What president gets up in front of the fucking world and tells everybody that his intelligence is wrong? And then he asked the reporter, who said that? Like he didn't know. He probably didn't know. And then the reporter said it was Gabby. And then he goes, well, she's wrong, like you guys said. So that's the end of the article. But can where's Trent and all these apologists for this president? He's up here telling the world that his intelligence is wrong. Where's he at?
Hi, Lisa. It's Dr. Responsible.
Oh, Lord. Okay, go ahead, y'all. Y'all handle that. I said what I was going to say. Now, let's see what you say, Mr.
I was just saying hello. You know, I do worry that maybe El Capitan, the great Orange Hope, might be being influenced by that liar Benjamin Netanyahu. And I do worry about that. But the swamp is still fully operational. So I'm not going to totally argue with you guys on this one, because I had my worries too about who's in Donald Trump's ear. You know, and what kind of hat they wear.
So are you admitting to the point or the idea that you could possibly be backdoored?
Say that again? Be backdoored? What does that mean?
I'm asking, you said you're worried about someone or who's in his ear. Well, that someone obviously, I'm thinking you think is a threat to you or to America in some kind of way. So that's what I'm saying. So for you to have that thought, to me, means that you think that he possibly could side with whoever might be in his ear. That's what I was saying.
Yes, I get it now. It's always possible, right? It is always possible, but I also know that he says stuff many times to create crazy reactions, and then he makes another decision. But it is possible, and I think that Benjamin Netanyahu, I don't think he's a demon, but I think he is a threat to the America First agenda that all of Trump's supporters are looking for, and the no wars if possible. Those two policy platforms are important to us, and I would think that Trump wouldn't stomp on those lightly, because they're his platforms as well. But we'll.
I have to give you a round of applause, because I don't know about Lisa, but I appreciate your honesty. Lisa, did you hear that? Were you on the bridge still? Because he's the first to at least admit.
I heard, Dr. Mister, Mr. Who, whatever, because I don't like calling people doctors who are not really doctors.
Ricky, his name Ricky, just call him
Ricky. Yeah, Slick Rick. See what I just did with that, Slick Rick? I make my
Maybe there's some other MAGAs that disagree with them.
Oh, well, you can ping in all your MAGA friends, because it's going to be that kind of night. But this is a disaster. Do you think, Ricky, this is a disaster what's going on, and something is being kept away from the people of this country? Because it don't make sense, Ricky. Can you explain it to us what's really going on?
MAGA slayer
It's
is here.
concerning, though. It's concerning, though, y'all. America gets
You leave, you might not be able to get back. Come on up.
Yeah, because you got too many blocks on you, baby cakes. Right. Here's Miss April. Breaking news, April. What's happening in the world? Because I'm asking y'all to do breaking news till I get to the computer desk.
Well, I have no idea what's happening in the world, but I do know that I can go nuclear on the stage right now. But I feel
we got enough reactors on the stage already.
Yeah, we got enough people behind them on stage. Is responsible here of any use to you, Lisa? Is he protected?
Well, he just got finished, and First Lady just gave him a round of applause, so I can't mess with
Lisa,
that.
you want breaking news? I have it. I don't know if it was discussed. Thank you.
No, it wasn't.
You know about the tech people being sworn into the army or something as lieutenant colonels. I'll post the link.
Yeah, from the reserves, or from Palantir, Meta, and all that.
That's right.
Explain that to us, Patty, and people. How is this?
But this is all going while we're distracted with other things. This is actually happening.
Does this have anything to do with the fact that they're doing a $200 million lease on ChatGPT?
This also the AI guy. Hold on, let me find the article because this is literally happening in front of our face. But we should check the other thing. Literally taking over our government.
Fed Scoop. Scoop.com.
Wow. I don't even know how to, I don't even know how to respond to this. This is like my brain is trying to figure this all out. And this is some wild shit. Y'all, tech people, army people, military people, y'all got anything to say?
There's only 4 of them, and they're executives. So what they're supposed to be doing, so they do that with certain, Jesus. They're supposed to be helping with our advancement as far as our national database. So, I don't know.
Y'all, I don't know what's going on anymore. I feel like I'm looking at you guys.
It was only 4 people, and they're not even active duty. They're in the, I think they're in the reserves, IR. So.
Yeah, that's what I read this morning or afternoon, but it gives me a raised eyebrow, and it goes to what Scotty was saying. It's like distractions over here, and so we're gonna do some crap over here. And on the surface, in my opinion, it doesn't, doesn't appear harmful. But, dude, these cats are supposed advisors, Army reservists, and they're CEOs not CEO, but CTO of some of our big tech giants. Okay, all right.
Yeah, but they still got to get a clearance. So the ones that got it, obviously they had a clearance. They're supposed to be advising when it comes to modernization. It's only 4 of them, and it's a detachment. So they're not getting it's like a weekend thing once a month and 2 weeks out of the year. But the thing is, they can get called up at any time, so they can get called up from their own regular job. And they have to go or they'll go to jail.
Okay, I guess.
I wouldn't have did it if I was an executive. I wouldn't have done it. They could still advise and get paid for it.
And would they get paid more as like?
Yeah, they get paid more just advising from the outside.
Makes you say, because they should know that. They're old enough to know better. So something else.
Maybe they just want affiliation.
Okay. Make me want to go, Any other breaking? Okay, so what's going on in besides that? Trump, Israel, we talked about that. I know there's nothing going on in Gaza. Anybody got any news on that? No? Just still starving to death?
Yeah, they still starving to death. Even though, some people you can't prove it to them. Did you guys talk about the Majid Farahani? He said that the U.S. can end Iran conflict with one call if he tells Israel to stop its strikes on Iran.
No, expand that. I'm not
Well,
understanding.
There's supposed to be today nuclear talks in Europe, right? And Trump said it would be very hard to ask Israel to end its strikes. And Iran says that's a condition for meeting with the U.S. to have some kind of talks about it. And so apparently Trump is not making that call to Netanyahu. He's saying it's hard for Israel to hold off. So I think he just wants to join in the fracas. I don't think he wants to solve anything. But then again, maybe he's playing games with all of us to get his peace prize, to make it look like it's so horrible and drastic and he can't do anything about it. And then finally he pulls it out. So.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he claimed that he was pre-claiming the peace prize. But he's also, the Biden camp is saying that Trump is running the scene behind the shadows.
Wait, so Trump is telling Netanyahu what to do? Talk to me like I'm a grade school. Talk to me like I'm a...
So the Democratic side is saying that Trump is actually behind the scenes running this.
Anybody believe that?
I mean, who knows anymore? But, there was somebody in here that said that, we're going to be mad, but Trump sounded in his press conference really stable, and he sounded like an independent. So I'd like to read you a quote from that press conference, and you tell me if that lines up with what was said in the room. Here's the quote. "They should give me the Nobel Prize for Rwanda, and if you look, the Congo. Or you could say Serbia, Kosovo. You could say a lot of them. The big one is India and Pakistan, and I should have gotten a Nobel Prize 4 or 5 times." So there you go.
I heard that bullshit, and Trent's the one who came in here. This is what I don't understand. This is what I don't understand, y'all. He came and he said, it could be the but he was talking about, Trump did this. I want to play it. I'm like about 10 minutes or 15 minutes away from my computer. But I would like to replay that. If somebody can do it without me getting to home, like right now, if somebody can do that, that would be great. And you guys could hear the nonsense. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Trent or whatever, but that type of irritated me because he presents himself as presents himself, that's the only way I can come, as an intelligent man. And then he comes in here and says something like that, and we listen to it, and it sounds like what Scotty just read.
Well, Pakistan did nominate him.
We really eroded our trust, Not to say we had a lot of trust, but definitely whatever trust that was left was totally wiped out.
No, but this goes in line with what I've been saying over and over again. He's great at being able to making news and jump into the emphasis before any of us can understand what was even bring and what said, be able to determine the veracity of it. He gives his analysis, which is completely, almost always on to poison our minds, give us the info, poison our minds, and then leaves. Because we're arguing with this analysis. It happens every time.
All right. Yeah, your mic is breaking up. Is this mic breaking up for you?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was me, because I'm over here by the water.
Ain't nobody said nothing.
I was thinking that he was sponsored by Harlem, so I think
That's a good one.
I found the video, I think. I'll go ahead and play it real quick.
Thank you, because I'm about 10 minutes now.
That was one. There's a bunch of them. Let's understand. He deserves it. There's one from a month ago, one from 4 months ago, one from 2 months ago. But he did get nominated by Pakistan.
I saw that. But what did he do? What did he do that was instrumental? I saw that. Did I miss it?
Pivotal leadership. That is what it was cited.
It doesn't matter if he did anything.
It said he ended a ceasefire after several days of cross-border shelling. The escalation followed a terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir that killed 26 people. The announcement was made by Pakistani's government. The government of Pakistan recommends Donald J. Trump for 2026 Nobel Peace Prize. The government of Pakistan has decided to formally recommend Donald Trump for the 2026 Nobel Peace Prize in recognition of his decisive diplomatic intervention and pivotal leadership during the recent India-Pakistan crisis. So remember, he had hosted the Pakistani's army chief, and when they had that meeting, he was talking to him.
And broke him
Right,
off
so
something.
Smart enough to all know that. Yeah, that we all know what that's about.
And can I ask a question too of the smart people in the room? He's complaining about the Congo. He should get a Nobel Prize for, he said, the Congo and Rwanda? Can somebody explain that to me? Maybe I missed it somewhere or something.
I missed it.
I don't know. Maybe somebody conference and thought it was incredible.
Scotty, we can't hear you. I don't know if it's me or if it's everyone, but I think you need to go down a little bit further, maybe to like 65th or 84th Street.
Is that better? It's probably good that you don't hear me most of the.
No, I can hear you well now. I thought it was just me, but I think your mic was like a little disrupted. Go ahead, Scotty.
Oh, I don't even know what I said. I just assumed that everybody knows why Pakistan did that. You know?
No. Can you tell me why Pakistan, did he get broke off something or some kind of?
No, they're just trying to gas up. They're trying to gas up Trump, and the way that the easiest way to gas him up is to, applaud him or give him an award or nominate him for something or whatever it is. Stroke his ego. That's all it is. It's not for doing anything legitimate. That's what anybody trying to get, in bed with Trump or get favors from the American government under Trump would do.
Can you imagine Trump, you guys, as a Nobel Peace Prize winner? Anybody?
No.
Hell no.
Nobody.
Hell no. That's why he hasn't won one. That's ridiculous. He can't even spell. He can't read. Does anybody else have whiplash, or am I just pissed the fuck off?
He definitely doesn't have anything peaceful about him. That's for sure.
This is just all a scam. I feel like every day we get up, we being gaslit, scammed, roads set up. It just feels like every day I feel like we're just being gaslit, or like they say, played with in front of our face every day.
Girl, I got gaslit for real by somebody sent a message to my phone saying, "Oh, we see that you've had an outstanding parking ticket for 8 years." And I'm like, scam. And that's what it was. And my husband got one for something about jail. I don't even know. This morning, it was dumb. But you know why it feels this way, Lisa? Because it's what it is. We know that Elon got access to all of our information. We know that those people are burrowing into everything that the federal government had their hands in, and we're all being scammed by this. Everything, it's like you say, we don't know
we anything that you say Trump could be doing, we got to go double check because it sounds plausible, right? It's just the weirdest, craziest things that he could possibly do sound plausible. That's what we live. That's the world we live in now. And people are saying, "Oh, you got to follow the law." Well, since when? When do we need to follow the law? We have a felon in the White House. Why are people telling us, "Oh, they committed a crime"? They got it. Huh? Why? I don't get it. I'll never get it. We're supposed to continue to act and behave as though everything is okay and everything's on the up and up, but we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't trust Bibi Netanyahu. I don't trust Trump. And put the two of them together, and the world's upside down. That's all I got to say.
That part, April. I'm sorry, Lisa.
No, you go ahead, because I'm just thinking out loud. Go ahead.
I'm just so frustrated with everything that's going on. I mean, every day it's like 10, 20 different things. It's just insane. And did you guys talk about, I wasn't in here last night, did you guys talk about the fact that he put those flagpoles up and they were 88 feet high and what 88 stands for?
No.
No, I didn't know that flagpole.
Eight, I'm sorry, excuse me. 8, the letter in the alphabet, the 8th letter of the alphabet is H. 88 stands for Heil Hitler. He put 2 88-foot freaking flagpoles in front of the White House with the 88 symbol. This shit, do you guys realize that we are already 42% into all of the things that they wanted to do for Project 2025?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know
This shit
that.
is happening. It's happening. And they're playing in our face. He came back from the G7 and put up 2 fucking 88-foot tall flagpoles. That's why he was talking so much shit about them flagpoles. Because he thinks we're stupid and don't read the freaking symbols and understand what's going on. Yeah, it stands for Heil Hitler.
Y'all know, I had no idea. But the flagpoles, the reason that they had made the mainstream media, which is crazy now that you just said that, was because he tore up the rose garden. He tore up some rose bushes or some shit like that, trying to get the cement and to be able to support the poles. So that's the only thing I saw in mainstream media. And now here you come telling me 88 means how? Why we don't know this? Why is nobody talking about this?
Because we're reasonable people and we try to think that everybody is like us and has the best thoughts and prayers and concerns for everybody else that we have. We don't want to see anybody hurt. You're in medical field. Levon's in medical field. Patty serves. Haitian serves. April's in the medical field. Y'all want to make sure that people are okay. Y'all don't do little dirty shit like this. This shit is, I am so glad I'm retired, because if I had to be around all them people at work, my fucking head would have exploded by now. This is some bullshit.
He also turned to the people who were going to be putting the flag. At least I think that's who was going to be doing it. Who knows anymore? There were 5 men standing behind him, and he turned around asking them if they're legal.
He sure did on camera.
What? He did.
He sure did on camera.
Let me find that. I'm going to play that. Lisa, I'm going to play it if I find it.
He turned around and asked the people standing behind him if they were all legal.
The guys that were putting up the flagpoles, because they didn't all look like him.
Oh, shit.
Yes, he did. Y'all need to explain to me about this, the
I ain't gonna mention, but they sound like National Enquirer. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm trying to. Y'all didn't know it. Look, First Lady, I'm doing the 88 thing. I cannot wait to get to this computer because I had no idea that.
Come on, Scooby.
I work with all of these
tattooed to his hand. These are the people that I've been around. Anyway.
No, I know. I know you hang around. No. I'm saying, but the Inquirer is the one that, is able to report these type of stories, right? Because they
well, Urban View Radio reported on it yesterday and today.
No.
Oh, absolutely, they did. Karen's still in Texas doing the Juneteenth thing. It was Larry Daniels Favors.
Okay, all right.
And
attorney.
And Urban View Mornings, they talked about it also.
I think Dr.
Carr. Yeah.
Dr. Carr, yeah.
I knew when he kept saying 88 feet tall. 88. These are the tallest. These are the biggest. They're the most beautiful. They're 88.
I think the flagpoles are 100 feet, y'all. I think Urban View might have been
saying 88.
Oh, okay.
Some different news sources saying 88, but I got this thing with him cut down to 33 seconds because he was out there talking for a while, and I don't want to hear him talk for no half an hour. Let me play this, Lisa. Let me see if I can get it to go.
People out here first, and we're doing that. We're taking them out by the thousands. Murderers, drug dealers, people that are mentally insane from insane asylums. What they gave to us, fellas, they gave for. Do we have anybody in here that's a member of the damn okay, so you've known all these people for a long time. Any illegal immigrants anymore? If they would, they'll find out. They'll be checking you. You won't believe it. Your whole life will be destroyed because of this press conference. So I've destroyed these people. I didn't want to tell them that before they said that.
So he's turn around and ask them if they're members of some gang. You can't hear what he's saying, like what gang it is, and how they'll be destroyed because of this press conference, how people will be trying to find out if they're illegal or not. I'm just like, shut up, Papa. Just shut up. That's what he gives me when he gets up there and starts doing that shit. It's ridiculous.
Wait, so this was part of the press conference that was completely sane, independent.
Oh no, I don't know if it's that one. I don't know if it's that one.
Oh, it's not that one. Okay.
This one was outside doing the flagpole. These are the workers supposedly who were going to be putting the flagpole.
I'm saying that there's an 88 flagpole at Mar-a-Lago as well.
Yeah, that's the same conference, I think, news conference.
No, the new flagpoles are at the White House, and he said that they're just like the one that he has at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, okay.
What happened with flagpoles today? Tell me more. What do you have about flagpoles?
Hey, shit, I'm sorry. My dog is barking. I couldn't hear you. Say that again.
Oh, no, you good. No, I was saying what happened with the flagpole. What's going on?
Hey, Haitian. Trump did a news conference today, and I think they're talking about where he was when he did it outside and
No, the flagpole one was the other day. This has been a day or so ago. I don't know what he did today, but the flagpole's up. Well, I want to say it was 2 days ago. Or possibly yesterday, Deborah. Hell, I don't know what day we're in.
I'm saying, what do you say about the flagpole, though?
That's that whiplash. He was just talking about how beautiful these new flags. He put 2 flagpoles at the White House.
Oh, does Babylon say dumb shit?
No, he went on live TV to show them putting these flagpoles in, and he was talking about they're the most strongest, the most beautiful. They're really well made. The string is inside, all this stuff, and they're 88 feet tall.
Yes.
Well, did immigrants make the ones before that?
No, he was talking
about American-made flags.
He didn't say they were American made. He ain't gonna lie about that. It's like he said his phones are American made, which is a lie. He was talking to the guys, the crew that was putting them in, that was setting them, and then he's looking at them because it was like 3 or 4 white guys, and then he's looking at the rest of the crew, going, "Are you guys illegal? You know we're gonna find out if you are." I mean, he just went totally off base.
what I started to ask y'all is, what does the correlation with dementia and those doggone things on his legs? What is the correlation between the two of those, as far as him losing his shit?
So he was fined for the flagpole that was 88 feet tall in Mar-a-Lago. Also, the 88 is very, very popular. It's a mnemonic. It's not just like some random or little used symbol.
That's what I was telling them.
I'll put the link at the top about the 88-foot tall flagpoles.
And when he was president before, he said he was going to make Juneteenth a national holiday. And then yesterday he said, we have too many national holidays. Why is today a national holiday? Why are people not working? Blah, 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 blah. And he never did it. But he said he was going to do it when he got elected. He never did it. So Joe Biden did it.
He said we're losing billions of dollars.
He didn't realize that it was against slavery. He thought it was for slavery.
He's a dumbass. He never said that for Columbus Day.
Nope.
Our President's Day, or his parade birthday.
I was just about to say his birthday.
Hey,
How much
guys,
time is this dude taking off to go golfing?
he's always golfing.
Exactly.
He's golfing now.
He golfs
I put a picture on my Facebook page of the March on Washington, Martin Luther King's March on Washington, which had over 260,000 people, and I put the picture of the mall, okay? And then the lady that used to be my doctor came up under me and put a picture of his parade. Talking about, they said that it was 250,000 people. She was like, you can't make this shit up. It was so fucking embarrassing. Because my mother and my grandmother were both at the March on Washington.
Hello?
I'm not sure if anybody. Oh, I'm sorry, First Lady.
No, go ahead. I didn't know if my phone was going on.
I was away from the phone a little bit trying to get me some dinner together, but as it relates to Trump and the war, or the potential for war, I heard someone say something about the Nobel Peace Prize. And I'm thinking, because he can't run for office again, he has to do something. And he's really trying hard to, outdo Obama. Since Obama got the Peace Prize, he needs to get it. So whatever it takes for him to get that, I think is what he's toying with as well. Trying to consider if he's going to be able to bring peace so he can get the prize. So that's kind of my thought on that. He's always trying to outdo Obama. He's undid everything that Obama did as a president to try to nullify his presidency. And at the same time, he wants to be him. And I do think that that's in the back of his mind. I think it's more about that than it is the actual what's going on, in my humble opinion.
I'm going to offer an probably unpopular opinion. Imagine that. I don't think Obama should have got the Peace Prize that early, certainly. That was in the first, 7 months of his term? I thought it actually lessened the impact of the Nobel Peace Prize, and it should have been later in his term. It just seemed so fucking absurd when it happened, with all the shit going on, and I just think it lessened the credibility of it. And it's one thing to give it to him later in his term or his second term or whatever, but right away, within 7 months, it seemed kind of.
No, you're right.
I agree. I agree with you.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to come up with a different unpopular
So,
opinion.
I don't have a problem with y'all's opinion on that. He got it, and so that's my point.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm gonna be right back with a different opinion.
Yeah, and Donald Trump's never gonna get it. You can ask Info. You can ask anybody. He said.
Oh my God.
See, and I was slow on that, Sora. I thought you was talking about the magazine.
Oh no.
See, I'm distracted over here. I need a nap.
I'm sorry, my phone is tripping. I don't know what's going on here. I can't even. I don't know. I had to leave.
Just missed one of the best jokes of the week. That's what you missed.
No, I'm getting ready to go to the computer. Give me like 3 minutes. But you told me the joke in about 5 minutes. I'm sorry?
Computer love. Yeah, the moment
Computer love. Okay, got you.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, does he really need to make popular decisions with his base or otherwise? He's not running again. So does he really care?
Oh no, he can be as terrible as he has been, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and they were talking today saying that him wanting to go into war, wanting to wage war, that maybe that will make him more popular because he's so pissed that his poll numbers are so down, and just everybody is just mad at him because I mean, hell, the gas prices here in Michigan are $3.49 a gallon. I mean, they went way up from 2 weeks ago. So
yeah,
everything he says is a lie.
I think he's concerned about the opposite, that people are not really for this war, and people are already pissed about the whole tariff situation. And now if he adds, if the Iranians decide to clean out the strait, like not letting anybody through there, and oil prices like go through the roof, that's going to exacerbate the tariffs. I don't think he wants none of that. I don't think he wants none of that smoke. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what he decides. But I don't know. This isn't a popular effort.
Back to the Peace Prize. Yeah, he wants the prize because it validates him. He needs that. He loves having his ego scratched. As I think somebody else said, it really, really matters to him. And at this time, in both his terms, he's received nothing to acknowledge that he's a great man. So it does bother him. And yes, he's incredibly envious of Obama.
Well, but also, as much as he wants it, his supporters, his MAGA people, really, really want it as well. Because they need all of the awards, all the accolades that regular leaders may get. They want to bestow it on him as well, or have it be bestowed on him as well. Because, it gives him more credibility to his presidency, which they know inherently is completely not credible.
Oh, I get it. They don't understand the concept of the Nobel Peace Prize. I get it.
Another breaking news, Lisa, I forgot to tell you. The FBI released some documents saying that there was allegedly fraud during the 2020 election. And Trump is tweeting or truthing away that Pam Bondi have to assign a special prosecutor to look into election. He just won't let this 2020 elections go. So that's the latest thing today. He is basically telling her she has to, what's the word? It's not a sign. You guys know the word I'm trying to find.
Waste resources? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, he wants it to, it's a pseudonym for a sign, special prosecutor. Appoint, thank you, Dr. G, yeah. I had brain fog just now. Appoint a special prosecutor to look into the 2020 elections because he's saying there's definitely fraud. And Kash Patel is doing his bidding, and I don't know, I didn't even look into it. Some bullshit stuff that they dumped, allegedly saying that fraud was committed. So we're probably going to see some more people prosecuted, or we'll see if she's going to. She just had some ethics charges against her from the Palm Beach. What is it? Palm Beach. Oh Lord, the board. It's not a board. It's like for lawyers, like the Lawyer Association. I think I'm calling it the wrong thing. All right, yeah, that's it. They just, I think they filed, or they found her. I think they filed ethics allegations against her in Palm Beach. So we'll see.
For something she's doing now, or when she was in the state, at the state, Florida State?
I want to say previous. I'll go back and look. I'm not really sure. I looked at it and I don't remember.
What's the
her position again?
evidence? Because they've already investigated this. Like, I'm trying to look for this article and I can't find it.
Yeah, it just came up the other day. She's the Attorney General.
No, I'm talking about what is the evidence? Like, yeah, because they've already investigated this, so I'm just kind of confused.
Oh, you're talking about Pat Monty? Yeah, imagine Attorney General being this hard. That's just...
No, the only evidence is that the people want to investigate what was going on with the votes in Westchester County. So this is yet another distraction and take away. My bad to confuse both. Very different. Yes, they're trying to, again, move our eyes off that ball to put it onto something else, which has no credibility. So this checks out.
She also made news today. She was on Fox saying that no more sanctuary cities. She said, give it 4 years. And then she said, nope, give it till the end of the year. There will be no more sanctuary cities. So you guys in New York and LA and whatever other cities there are, Pam Blondie said.
She doesn't even know what those words mean. So none of that doesn't even make any sense.
What does that mean?
Meaning that you can't quote unsanctioned and sanctuary a city. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But okay, I'm going to mute.
So I'm confused how the DOJ is gonna make how the DOJ is gonna, like.
Are they going to go to the Supreme Court and make them do something about it? I mean, if the citizens there voted on it, I don't live in California, the place, if the citizens voted, I don't know what the problem would be if the citizens said it was okay to be a sanctuary city. I don't see an issue there. Citizens shows.
It's not illegal. That's why I'm confused. How is she going to stop it?
I mean, she can't. They voted on it.
I think they're just talking.
Why don't people ask questions, though? When they say dumb shit like this, why don't the Democrats come out and go, what the F are you talking about? It goes on and on. And nobody questions none of this. We just talk about it and they're like, okay. But people believe that they can do it. That they can stop a state from being sanctuaries, have sanctuary cities.
I'm not sure why we're saying they can't do it. I mean, they could do it illegally like they're doing everything else that has to go to court. I mean, it has to be fought in court. And you know, they've done damage before it makes it to court. And I think that's the purpose, is to just do the damage because it's for the base. So to, whether it's on paper, whether it's a law, that is no longer, or unsanctuary, as Royal said, it doesn't matter to them. I mean, Don't we understand that now? It doesn't matter. They will move as if they've done it, and it'll have to be challenged in court. But by the time when they have the cameras there to show what they're doing, that's just more red meat for the base.
It's already been challenged in court. It's been caught in the title.
What'd you say, Patty?
It's already been challenged in court before. I have to Google it, but court cases where this has been challenged already.
Yeah, the judge just laugh it out because it's like, okay, first you got to tell a state, right, that their cities can't have their law enforcement, like, just not look at people who are, quote, illegal, right? Like how are you supposed to enforce that? Like, really?
But it's not.
It's not enforceable. It doesn't even make any sense. The reason why they don't, we know why they don't enforce it, but
it's not. It's really beyond the law at this point, because once they bring all those ICE agents in there, it's going to cause people to flee. People won't come, and so it'll be just like the border. So in effect, whether the city or the mayor or whoever wants to provide sanctuary, if people aren't coming or people are leaving, it doesn't matter. So it's the fear and the intimidation that's going to make it effectively 70% not functional.
Yeah, and I think that's the only way they'd be able to do it. But legally, like mandating law. Let me look it up. Give me a second. I know it's supposed to. I'm going to mute before I speak on this.
I'm on my computers and stuff today.
Some other breaking news, Lisa. I think Trump lost his defamation case against E. Jean Carroll. I think it was yesterday.
What do you mean lost? What do you mean?
I think it was some other. Let me get the right thing before I try to say the wrong thing. Hold on.
I think they're forcing him to pay it, and now he's trying to get people to donate money.
Yeah, you're talking about the $5 million case against the lady, right?
Yeah, he was trying to say something about it being on his job that they should pay out. And the judge said no. Don't come on your job. He's such a cheapskate. All the friggin' millions he's making up grifting. Pay the damn lady her money and shut your damn mouth.
I know, this is going way too long. He's trying to wait for her to die.
He don't pay nobody. He don't never pay nobody. Where is Moose? Moose was talking about something.
If she dies, he's not going to get out of it. He still has to pay her estate.
Yeah, he has to pay her estate. So.
Oh, well, what if he dies?
His estate is going to pay her the money.
Listen, him paying it is a sign of him admitting to the guilt. Hence why I think that he would definitely hold out until he's gone before he paid it. That's just my personal opinion.
I think he just don't like to pay it, period.
Rather try to find it on top of it.
That too.
It's worth it to employ
subcontractors that did the Taj Mahal. You don't pay.
So what's going on? Trump undermines intelligence. Which way?
Yours, by believing that he's actually doing something beneficial for this country.
Yeah, he's actually going with the prophecy. Letting that shit burn over there.
Wait, the prophet? You gotta know.
Did you guys talk about
what?
Can we hear about the prophecy burning? I want to hear about the prophecy burning. Let me tell you guys.
I just want to ask a question.
So you guys, we were not there. Back in the year 2025, it will be coming to Israel over there right now. Stop, please.
I'm gonna get
Jesus, let the prophecy speak. No. Again. Hey, we're in a modern man. Okay? And Trump, like he said, let him fight it out. We need an end to this. You're right.
Let them fight it out.
Yes. And it needs to end. He said no ceasefire. This shit need to end. He's right.
Oh, why did they send another aircraft carrier over there, man? Like, that just came across the news over here that they're sending another aircraft carrier to the Middle East, to that area. So they're not trying to.
This is McCullough. If you guys know how to play McCullough, they have to send another plane because they want to continue to finish the place off.
Aircraft, bro. There's an aircraft carrier flying. I said the people are sending an aircraft carrier over to the Middle East. That means that the vessel is on the ocean, not flying. So I'm asking, why in the world, if they're trying to de-escalate something, why would America send aircraft carriers, plural, to the Middle East? That is a listening conflict.
Because you're sending a message. Because you're sending a message.
That's not even a message. In the U.S.
Why? Because
it's called the Appearance Defense and Flexibility.
If Israel run out of weapon right now, Iran will stop. They don't want it to stop. They want the whole place to be leveled down. So they're going to send more weapon and prolong it. And a few more missiles that get through, we'll go ahead and finish Israel out.
But America is not finished. Not us. We're not. That's what he said. Y'all entertaining this dumb shit.
Y'all gotta listen to this, man. I'm talking.
They're trying to bring back the second coming of Christ.
So there's no extra. There was already two, right? So there's no extra. Yeah, there already was two. There was one that was already there. There was one that was on board, which was USS Nimitz, and then there was another one that was on hold, right? And that's the third one. Now, they received their orders. The only problem is there's this thing called DDF. They call it DDF and it's defense, deterrence, and flexibility. So if something was to happen, then they're tactically ready. That's it.
Tactical ready for us, so we can get hit too.
No,
the thing I'm telling you guys, right?
Bro, they're there to play. They're there to play defense. We're not trying to get involved with that. America has been shooting missiles out of the sky, and things like that. But we're not trying to get involved in anything. America has always kind of had some aircraft carriers there.
So influential.
Sorry?
I didn't hear from you in like a year and a half. This is Acton, Texas. You're very influential. I didn't hear from you in a year and a half, and I remember exactly who you are. You're a very smart person. But
it's fine.
Look.
Y'all now. I'm sorry. I don't
understand.
You talk.
Listen to this. So listen to this. Basically, this is the map. That's what's happening, right? Israel is like a little circle, right? And they have the best anti-missile system.